Today we're going to be doing lesson 4, which is equations and their solutions. So we're going to start down here with the warm-up. So it says, a granola bite contains 27 calories. Most of the calories come from C grams of carbohydrates. The rest come from other ingredients. 1 gram of carbohydrates contains 4 calories. The equation 4C plus 5 equals 27 represents the relationship between these quantities. So our first question says, what could the 5 represent in this situation? So 27 calories, that's our total that we have right here. Okay, so 27 is our total calories. Then we have most of the calories come from C grams of carbohydrates. So we can see that our variable is right there. And 4 calories are in 1 carbohydrate. So this is our total calories from carbs. So then the 5 would be from other ingredients. So the 5 are calories from other ingredients. Priya said that neither 8 nor 3 could be a solution to the equation, and we want to explain why she is correct. So anytime something is a solution, that means in the equation, the left side equals the right side. Our equation is balanced. So what we're going to do is take that value. We'll start with 8, and we're going to plug that in for C. So we have 4 times 8 plus 5 equals 27. And we're just going to simplify this side and see, does it equal 27? 4 times 8 is 32 plus 5. 32 plus 5 is 37. So that is not equal to 27. So it is not a solution. We can do the same thing with 3. 4 times 3 plus 5. We're trying to see, does that equal 27? So again, simplify the left side. 4 times 3 is 12. Plus 5 equals 27. 12 plus 5 is 17, which again is not equal to 27. So that is not a solution. Okay? And then for number 3, we're just going to find the solution. So we're just solving. So we have 4C plus 5 equals 27. You can draw that line down the center if you like. And we'll subtract 5 from both sides to start. So we get 4C equals 22. Then we can divide both sides by 4. And C equals 5.5 grams. Okay, and if we wanted to double check that solution, we could plug that in. 4 times 5.5 plus 5. Does that equal 27? 4 times 5.5 is 22. 22 plus 25 is 27, so those are equal, and that is a solution. Okay, so anytime we're solving an equation, we can always plug in that answer and make sure the left side and right side are equal. So here we have Jada has time on the weekends to earn some money. A local bookstore is looking for someone to help sort books and will pay $12.20 an hour. To get to and from the bookstore on a workday, however, Jada would have to spend $7.15 on bus fare. And we want to write an equation that represents Jada's take-home earnings in dollars E if she works at the bookstore for 8 hours a day. So we're always thinking that total equals how we get the total. We talked about that before. So our total here is the total take-home earnings. So that's E equals, how does she get her earnings? she makes $12.20 an hour. So $12.20 times H hours, however long she works. But she also has to pay $7.15 in bus fare. Okay, and that's just a one-time fee for the day. So we're going to subtract $7.15. And that is her total take-home money for the day. For 2, it says, one day Jada takes home $90.45 after working H hours and after paying the bus fare. And we want to write an equation to represent this situation. So here she's made $90.45 after working H hours, so that's $12.20 times H. And since it says after paying the bus fare, we don't need to have the subtraction on here because it's after she already paid that, so we don't need to subtract it again. So for 3, we want to see if 4 is a solution to the equation we wrote or 7. So we're talking about this equation here. So we have 90.45 equals 12.20 times 4. So we're trying to see, are those equal? So go ahead and try those on your calculator. $12.20 times 4 gives us $48.80. Those are not equal, so 4 is not a solution. And if we check 7, 90.45 equals 12.20 times 7. Again, we want both sides to equal 90.45, but 12.20 times 7 gives us 85.40, which again, not equal, so that is not a solution. Okay? Now for number 4, it says, in this situation, what does the solution to the equation tell us? So I'm not asking what is the solution, I'm saying what does it tell us? Okay, so we'd be solving for H. So the solution would tell us the amount of hours she worked to make $90.45 after bus fare. Okay, so we're basically kind of turning question 2 into a sentence. That's what the solution would tell us. Now if we look down here at our next example, similar to our first one, we have 1 gram of protein contains 4 calories, 1 gram of fat contains 9 calories, and a snack has 60 calories, that's our total, from P grams of protein and F grams of fat. The equation 4P plus 9F equals 60 represents the relationship between these quantities. And we want to determine if each pair of values could be the number of grams of protein and fat in the snack, and we want to make sure we know how to explain. So again, we're basically seeing if 5 can be plugged in for P, 2 can be plugged in for F, and we're trying to see, does that give us 60? So we have 4 times 5 plus 9 times 2. We're trying to see if that equals 60. 4 times 5 is 20. 9 times 2 is 18. 20 plus 18 is 38, which does not equal 60. So that is not a solution. So I'd like you guys to pause the video and try B and C on your own. Alright, so for the first one, you have 4 times 10.5 plus 9 times 2. We're trying to see, does that equal 60? So we get 42 plus 18. Simplify again, that gives us 60, so 60 equals 60. Yes, that would be a solution. And for part C, 4 times 8 plus 9 times 4, does that equal 60? 4 times 8 gives us 32. 9 times 4 gives us 36. Add those together, that gives us 68. So that is not a solution. Then for number 2, it says if there are 6 grams of fat in the snack, how many grams of protein are there? So now we can solve this one if we're plugging in 6 for F. So we have 4P plus 9 times 6 equals 60. So we have 4P plus 9 times 6 is 54. If you want to draw the line, you can. And then to solve, we can subtract 54 from both sides. I'm going to come over here because I ran out of room. We have 4P equals 6. And then we can divide both sides by 4. And P equals 1.5 grams. Okay. For 3, it says, in this situation, what does the solution to the equation tell us? So again, not asking for a solution, but what it means. So if we look at our last example, the solution would be 6 and 1.5. So we could say there are 6 grams of fat and 1.5 grams of protein in a snack with 60 calories. So our goal is to connect the solution, so our two variables, with what the equation equals. We want to connect those two because P and F are always going to be, in this case, the grams of protein and grams of fat. But the solution to this equation, we have to connect it to what the equation is equal to. Okay? So they're not just the grams of fat and grams of protein, but they're the amount that gives us 60 total calories. Okay? Go ahead and write down any questions if you have them. Go ahead and process your notes too, annotate them, and let me know if you have any questions.